Lake Tahoe is famous for its crystal clear water, but right now, a quiet crisis is brewing in the dark. A massive corporate shakeup is threatening the power supply for nearly 50,000 residents. On the California side, locals get their electricity from a small utility called Liberty Utilities. But here's the catch. Liberty doesn't make most of its own power. They buy 75% of it from Nevada. Specifically from NV Energy. But Nevada just dropped a bombshell. They are officially canceling the contract. This means by the end of 2027, the California side of the lake is getting cut off from its main power source. Locals are panicking, wondering if the lights are going to go out or if bills are about to skyrocket. The utilities claim the grid won't crash. But to understand why this is happening, we have to look past the mountains. Because just a few miles away, a massive, power-hungry monster is waking up. Welcome to Northern Nevada, home to one of the fastest-growing AI data center hubs on Earth. Tech giants are building massive complexes here to power the future of artificial intelligence. These server farms eat electricity for breakfast. In 2024, they consume 22% of Nevada's total power. By 2030, data centers are projected to swallow a staggering 35% of the state's entire electrical grid. Just 12 of the newest planned data projects will require 5,900 megawatts of power.
To put that in perspective, that is nearly triple the entire electrical output of the Hoover Dam.
With demand exploding, NV Energy is facing a massive crunch. They need every single megawatt they can get. The utility states this contract termination is just the natural end of a deal signed way back in 2009. But locals can't help but notice the timing. Nevada is hoarding its power to feed the tech boom. And that leaves small, local communities out in the cold, fighting tech giants for electricity. You might ask, why can't the California side just get its power from, well, California? The answer is carved into the earth. The towering Sierra Nevada mountains physically wall the lake off. Because of this rugged terrain, Liberty Utilities has absolutely zero direct transmission lines to the California grid. Building a new line through a protected mountain range would cost hundreds of millions and take decades of legal battles. So geographically, the Tahoe Basin is completely landlocked. It is entirely dependent on Nevada's infrastructure. NV Energy isn't ripping out the physical power lines. They'll still let Liberty use them to deliver the electricity. But the actual power itself, the raw megawatts, Liberty now has to go shopping somewhere else. And a tiny utility buying power on the open market doesn't have a lot of leverage against Silicon Valley money. This geographical trap is exactly why residents are terrified of what happens when the current deal expires. Tahoe is often seen as a playground for the wealthy, but a massive workforce keeps the region running. For the average local resident, utility bills are already a massive chunk of the monthly budget. If Liberty is forced into an emergency, short-term contract to buy power from distant suppliers, prices will surge.
Energy advocates warn that these premium costs will be passed directly down to the consumers. It creates an unequal playing field. Local families paying the price for an AI boom they aren't even a part of. The California Public Utilities Commission is stepping in to monitor the situation closely.
We need oversight.
But with a hard deadline of December 31, 2027, the clock is ticking loudly for a solution.
So, what is the plan? Liberty Utilities is officially launching a massive competitive bidding process.
They are hunting for alternative energy providers who can guarantee stable rates and clean energy.
The ultimate saving grace might be a massive $4.2 billion Nevada project called Greenlink West.
This mega transmission line will open up brand new pathways across the region, creating more energy options. It could allow Liberty to pull in clean, renewable energy from elsewhere, satisfying California's strict laws. The lights in Tahoe aren't going out tomorrow. But the way this community gets its power is changing forever.
As AI demands more from our grid, small towns are on the front lines. What do you think a fair solution is? Let me know below.
An energy independence crisis is unfolding at Lake Tahoe. As NV Energy cuts the cord, the million-dollar question remains: who pays for the new power?
Who do you think is going to pay for it, sweetie? The multi-billion-dollar tech companies? No, it's coming out of my fixed income.
Liberty Utilities insists they are launching a competitive bidding process to secure the most affordable wholesale market rates available.
Oh, a competitive bidding process against Silicon Valley AI farms? That's like me bidding against Elon Musk for a parking spot.
The financial concern is valid. Small utilities typically lack the massive buying leverage needed when competing against corporate data giants on the open energy market.
Exactly. Liberty has 49,000 customers. Google has 49,000 servers running before I finish my morning toast.
If a long-term contract isn't secured soon, emergency power purchases from distant states could cause local transmission rates to spike significantly.
Which means my monthly bill is going to look like a mortgage payment just so ChatGPT can write college essays.
Time is of the essence. NV Energy has given Liberty Utilities a hard deadline of late 2027 to completely transition off their supply.
A hard deadline in utility years is like a suggestion. It takes California 3 years just to approve a bike lane.
Infrastructure delays are a major risk. Building any new high-voltage transmission lines through the protected Sierra Nevada terrain requires extensive environmental reviews.
You can't even trim a tree in the Tahoe Basin without 3 committees and a permit. We aren't getting new wires by 2027.
Regulators are leaning heavily on Nevada's Greenlink West project, a massive multi-billion-dollar pathway designed to open up clean energy access.
Great! A $4 billion line in Nevada. How does that help me over here on the California side where the grid stops?
The legal hurdle is complex. Liberty must buy power that complies with California's strict green energy laws, even if it physically flows through Nevada.
So we have to buy premium organic electricity, but we don't even have the extension cord to plug it in.
That's just ridiculous. This highlights a growing national tension, local working-class communities bearing the infrastructure costs of the global AI data boom.
I don't even use AI. The closest I get to smart technology is my refrigerator telling me the milk is sour.
Yet, as data center power demands skyrocket, regional utilities are forced to prioritize their local capacity, displacing wholesale clients.
They aren't out of power. They just found a richer boyfriend called Big Tech, and Tahoe got dumped.
While state officials promise the lights will stay on, the economic fallout for Tahoe's permanent residents remains a critical, unfolding story.
Grandma, what's the latest? The lights will stay on. Sure, we'll just be sitting in the dark by choice because we can't afford to turn them on. Back to you in the studio.